Hi, welcome back to our craft classes. What I'm going to teach you today is how to make barefoot sandals. This is something we did on the Royal Princess when we were on our South American cruise. These are great to wear when you're near the pool and you want to be barefoot, if you want to go to the beach and you don't want to wear sandals. Very simple to make, so I'm going to go through what you need. This is just a very simple one here, but you can be really creative with the beads you select. So I'm going to show you the process of making these. So the first thing you need is your elastic, and of course when you're selecting your elastic, make sure that it is fine enough to go through the bead selection, so the holes of the beads. So I'm using this one, which is a 0.8. You can get them thicker, you can also get them finer. So make sure whichever one you choose that it does fit through the holes of the beads. And if you're looking at these little ones, you can see how tiny they are. You really need to be able to thread them through. Just to make it easier, I've gone through and already threaded through the toe section, which is this part here. So we're going to make this one first, and that is 30 beads. So I'm going to show you what you need. So with the length of the elastic, it is easier to make them using elastic, the clear elastic, because they don't show. So actually managed to cut, obviously it's going to go over your toe, so this is going to go over your second toe, so this is going to be the loop section that goes over your second toe. So the length of elastic I've cut is 60 centimeters or 24 inches, so you need two pieces, one for each foot. So I've gone through and threaded 30 beads. Like I said, this is the hardest part, so it seems a bit monotonous to show you me threading all these little beads on. So there's 30 beads on here, and then I'm going to show you the bead selection. So I'm sticking to blues and pearls in this case, so you can see there's a selection of beads that you can make and use. So the other way you can make these, of course, as long as you don't get them wet, is handmade paper beads, and that'll be in another class. So that's the first stage. I'm going to go through and start the second stage in a minute. Now that we've created the loop for our toe, we're going to keep that in place by placing one of the bigger beads, and this one goes onto both strands. You can see on this one, you can see these beads are actually keeping that loop and those smaller beads in place. And then it's up to you to decide what kind of beads you want to add to and what kind of decoration you want. So after that, we're going to split the elastic. We're going to have half each side, and this is going to create the loop that goes around your ankle. So it's up to you really what type of beads you want to add. So the most important thing is to make sure they're comfortable around your ankle. So here we go. So the pattern is really up to you. I'm going to add some pearls. You can see I've got little pearls. Here we are back again. I've finished threading all our beads through. You can see we've got the length that we need now. The easiest way to test the length is to put it onto your foot and actually measure it. So we've got our beads all there. We've alternated between the pearls and the blue marbled and the decorative blue. So just to give you an idea of how many we used, with the pearls we actually used a total of 26. So remember, you need to double it to make one for each foot. So we've used 26 pearls, we've used 7 of these fancy blue beads, we've used 18 of the small marbled beads, and they do vary in size. So the blue are 1.3 centimetres in length, the pearls are 0.5, and the little blue marbled ones are actually 0.4. The foundation beads are tiny, and you know what they look like. So this is the number of beads we used, and of course our 60 centimetres of elastic. We do have excess elastic at the end, and that just helps when we need to tie it off. And because it is elastic, it tends to stretch. So the easiest way to make sure that the knot doesn't slip out is to actually stretch your elastic. I'm going to do it this way. So stretch it, and that way you take the stretch out of it, so when you actually tie the knot, it doesn't slip back out. So I'm going to just do this now. So there's our knot, and just make sure you take the stretch out of your elastic. You don't want the knot to slip out and then you lose all your beads. So just do a few knots there, and there you have your barefoot sandal, or one of them. So there you go, you can be quite creative in the beads you put on there. You can see there's two completely different ones. Depends on what beads you have in stock. Thanks for joining me, and have fun with your barefoot sandals.